Hello, good morning and welcome to Kingsholm Stadium, the home of course of Gloucester Rugby, but a ground that has now become synonymous with the final weekend of inter-services rugby action. Today it is the Royal Air Force up against the Army, and in the women's competition there is still a title up for grabs. The Army women looking to defend that title, the Royal Air Force looking for an improvement from last year. Here's what's happened so far in 2026. So it's all to play for again here in Northampton as the inter-services starts here for the second year in a row, this famous ground.
Graham Jenkins, and that's well taken by Orla Proctor. Very, very nice indeed, summing up the space just outside her. That's very, very nice from the Royal Air Force, exploiting that space perfectly. And Hannah McCabe on debut, scoring a try just off the left wing. Griffiths this time trying to dummy inside. Griffiths for the line. Griffiths stretching, and Griffiths scores a try for the Royal Navy. Just touched over. It's Fro. What a game she has had. Thank you very much, John. As the trophy lift comes into view here, Daisy Fahey and Lucy Nye lifting it. Celebrations. Playing advantage for a high tackle as well, and there is a bit of space there. Can Lauren Brooks find it? Getting it out to Manikalu Komatai. Lauren Brooks through the middle, and Lauren Brooks seeing the post in her sights and diving over the line for the... Well, Komatai coming through the middle again. And she could make her hat-trick here, Komatai. She's got the pace to get to the line. She has indeed. Not a hope for the Royal Navy defenders at that range. Driving those legs very powerfully. And seeing the corner, Becky Wilson getting it through. And this time, it's a score for Lou Dodd. The players clap and get ready. And deja vu as the British Army once again host aloft the Babcock Trophy.
So, will it be another Army triumph, or can the Royal Air Force resurrect the glory of 2019 when they won the title here on this very ground? Yesterday at the Captain's Run, Si Hunter spoke to both the head coaches.
Mood in camp's been good. We managed to get a camp in between our fixtures, so we went into camp after Navy a week after. We had a trial game, well, not a trial game, a game against Trailfinders, so we managed to get a bit more time on field, so it's been good. The girls know exactly what the Army offer. It's the same every year. They've got strong up front runners. It's just about us making sure that we put a dominant defence performance in. We've had Paul Shanks come on as our defence coach, who's been outstanding, and the girls have really warmed to him. They love exactly what he's doing, and it shows in what's happening defensively for us this season. I just want to see the girls put out what they put out all season. They've worked so hard throughout the season, learning and developing throughout the season. It's just we want that to come into fruition now on Saturday. That's what they deserve. So if we can stop their big up front runners, we take their game away from them, and then if we keep the ball and we play in the right areas, then there's no reason we can't be on top.
I think we're excited. I think that's probably the best word to say. It's like there's a bit of nerves and that, but I think we're just excited. I think we just want to get on the pitch and show our stuff now. I think like this game is a little bit of a different mindset, so it's about working on coming here in the right frame of mind more than our skills. Obviously we've worked on some of the skills that we've looked at, and this week we've done that. We had the week off in between, but that week off in between we call it like it's like the week between Christmas and New Year for us. Like we're not really quite sure what to do with ourselves. So when we came back in on Monday, a really good focused mindset, and we've just been working on the little details stuff that we want to get right tomorrow. I think we'll see they've got some really good at quick ball, especially in that midfield. They get their ruck speed is really quick in those places. I know that they've got a weapon when it comes to being able to kick, and then they'll pressure us at set piece if they do that. And then, as always, their backs are a good set of backs, and if we don't manage them, then they'll score tries. Yeah, and it's really nice that we get to finish off with having that showdown of a fixture. In previous years, it's not always been that, so it's nice to be able to come here and really have that showdown of a fixture. It's not just a run out for us. It never is, but it really is like a good end to the season. No matter what the score, it's good to come here and have that.
Well, two seemingly relaxed individuals there, but believe me, they are great, fantastic rugby minds, which always makes this game a battle on and off the pitch. Our commentary team today is led by Si Hunter, and he's joined by rugby legends Rocky Clark and Charlie Maxwell.
Thanks, Kath. Yes, a very good morning from a beloved rugby heartland, and Kingsholm Stadium set to witness the decider in these Inter-Services Rugby Union Championships, the women's showdown between the two teams on one win apiece, the Royal Air Force taking on the British Army. Both coming into this game having comprehensively beaten the Royal Navy, the Army most recently at Allianz Stadium, Twickenham 2 weeks ago. Well, both head coaches there speaking of maintaining their focus, and especially in the case of the Royal Air Force, they've had a few weeks to make some tweaks since that game against the Navy in Northampton. The Light Blues will be looking to avenge what happened this time last year. They had high hopes of winning the competition, but hearts were broken after a 4-try special from Manakalu Komitai. Well, it's an absolute delight, as Kath mentioned, to have alongside me today Rocky Clark and Charlie Maxwell. And first things first, Charlie Maxwell, it's freezing cold up here, but I tell you what, the atmosphere is warming up nicely, and what a day for a showdown between these sides.
Yeah, absolutely. There's 9 games across the Inter-Services tournament between the Masters, the older age group for the men, and the first teams for men and women. And this is the game of the whole entire tournament. So excited for today. Crowd are buzzing. Teams have done their prep. As we heard, the coaches are quietly confident. I think a really amazing game of rugby ahead of us.
And we've been impressed, Rocky Clark, with both these sides through the competition, haven't we? What have been some of the facets of their games that you've been most interested in?
Well, the Army particularly, just their speed of ball and the offloading game that they get it to the width, and then they get those breaks and they flood through. So they've been excellent. But the RAF as well have relied on players like Kat Robinson, a real leader there with big carries, and Fahe as well, who's been playing so well and player of the match last time. So watch out for those two.
And interestingly, from an Army perspective, Charlie Maxwell, Sarah Mitchelson talking about numbers 1 to 23 and having that trust right across the field, because it's a 5-3 split on both benches today, isn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely is. The RAF are talking about their 5 back rowers on the squad and flooding the pitch to begin with in this game. When I spoke to Sarah Mitchelson, 1 to 23, she's got absolute confidence in every player that she's selected, as you'd expect. But ultimately, yes, we're talking about 1s and 2s before the game. But I think the key here is wherever you see a red shirt, there is a quality player coming through on someone's shoulder. And it was going to be interesting whether the RAF can deal with that pace, deal with that support runner or not. So, yes.
And as we're seeing the players walk out onto the pitch, we see Sarah Graham-Jenkins there with Teddy, Kat Robinson with Hugo. Lovely little mascots for the Royal Air Force today. And the music playing, people starting to filter in to this rugby amphitheatre in Gloucester. And Rocky Clark, a fantastic place for these players to be lining out. We see the capacity here is a fairly tasty one, and those ticket sales, we're told, growing every year, which is very much fitting for this competition.
But it certainly is, and you know, women's rugby has gone through the absolute roof the last few years, with England being the World Cup winners, and just, you know, it deserves to have eyes on these competitions that are getting closer. Army have had you know, the spoils, but watch out, RAF are going to show some fantastic skill set, and they're going to just try and stop the Army's fast-paced tempo.
What's a chance for these players, for the Army to defend their title, inter-service winners in 2025, and the Royal Air Force, the challengers today, very disappointed in that defeat last year as the players line out. And moments like this, of course, opportunity, of course, for the players to soak in the atmosphere as the dignitaries walk out onto the field, speaking to the Royal Air Force team first in that light blue kit. And just Charlie Maxwell, the rivalry between these two teams, of course, something else that's grown over the years too, a very special one at that.
Yes, there is nothing better than playing for your service. Sadly, I didn't get the opportunity that Rocky did to represent her country, but this is the closest thing for someone that hasn't done it to represent their service. The pride, the passion, that absolute burning desire to represent those that are here, those that have gone before you, and those that are overseas on ops. It's such a proud moment for every individual on that park right now. And to be fair, that's whether you're the official, the player, the support staff. It really does mean so much to every member of these squads.
And likewise, I'm really jealous that I've never played for the services, and I'm a massive advocate of all the services and how much they give for their country. And for me, I hold it at the same esteem, and yeah, incredible.
Well, the dignitaries working their way along the line. The referee today, Dan Thurgood, his assistants Steve Harland and Josh Niles, as well as Lorraine Osman, Heather Addison-Prout. And now working their way along the Army line. Of course, Captain Fantastic Jade Mullen at the start of that. Sarah Batley, Heidi Silcox alongside her. What a leadership team they have to call upon. And leaders from the front, it must be said as well. And for the Royal Air Force, similar.
Sorry for cutting you off there, Si. And Heidi getting a 42nd cap for her service today. Just to put that into perspective, most seasons there are 2 caps available. So 42. There's been a few seasons where there's more than that, but that just gives you the level and the amount she's actually played for her service. Absolutely fantastic.
Time now for the national anthem. Look at both teams today, starting with the Royal Air Force. An injury to Tyler Lewis, who played so incisively against the Navy, has forced a change in the second row. So the RAF's most capped Kat Robinson moves into there and joins vastly experienced Emma Tadman returning from injury. Well, in the back line, plenty of pace with Kim Grundy and Hannah McCabe on the wings, Nye Fahey and Graham Jenkins, the nucleus. Looking at the Army side today, plenty of power up front with Batley, West and Benevent in the front row. Hat-trick heroes Manakalu Komitai at number 8 and speedster Jay Ash on the left wing. Courtney Pursglove, of course, as we know, vital for the red shirts with ball in hand and off the boot on the right. And Daisy Fahey walking towards that ball on halfway. Speaking of importance with the boot, we've seen her influence from fly half for the Royal Air Force. And of course, UK Armed Forces at the International Defence Rugby Competition 2025. A real leader in that side. Lucy Nye, scrum half, just behind her. Sarah Graham Jenkins at 12 today. It's a mouth-watering fixture. One that many here today will have been looking forward to for quite some time. And especially given the permutations in this competition with the title up for grabs. Referee Thurgood just making sure that everyone's ready. Well, the whistle sounds and we're off and running here at Kingsholm. Ball bouncing out of the chest of Jay Mullen. Army taking that up just beyond the 22. Charlie Morgan shaping back to get the services of Lou Dodd with the boot. Evie Longworth in that familiar scrum cap in the backfield. A nice ball from Fahey over the top and into touch firmly in the 22.
Great work from Fahey. We said how important she is before the game, but just playing in the right areas, really sensible rugby, and that's something that the Navy couldn't do against the Army, but certainly the RAF have looked at that and they want to play in the right areas, force the errors and then get the return.
Yeah, the Royal Air Force well aware of the perils of playing and allowing the Army to play in their 22, so they want to take the game to them and exert their own game plan on that as well. The ball comes back on the light blue side. Jenna Lee Hughes looking to see what she can do as receiver, but it's taken forward by Tadman. Ella Froh trying to bustle her way through. They are moving ever closer. That red wall being tested. It's good counter-rucking from the Army, but the ball remains in RAF possession. And Russell this time. The try line in their sights. Getting ever closer, the Royal Air Force stretching out, arm outstretched. Referee waves his arm upright. And a try for the Royal Air Force, first blood in this decider.
I think that just shows you the power of having those 5 back row forwards on the park and actually keeping the ball in tight, almost more traditional style, whereas against the Navy we saw them, quick ball out space. This was up the jumper, keeping it in hand, contact, and then that amazing reach out. What a great try for the RAF to start this exciting game.
All the muscle from the forwards, wasn't it? Those pick and goes, getting it ever closer, and just that little gap for her to bust through. Great dive over. I think it was Johnson who went over.
Yeah, it did look like Ella Johnson. Number 8 for the RAF today. So we will check that. Fahey successful with the conversion attempt. So the Royal Air Force goes 7-0 up early on in this match.
Well, if that isn't a statement of intent from the RAF, what is? That was incredible physicality through the forwards and sticking to process, which is a key for them if they want to get in and amongst the Army.
Hasn't been that familiar a concept for the Army to have to come from behind, certainly in the early phases of a game. And the ball just being knocked on from light blue hands, so an attacking opportunity for the Army as they look to respond to that try.
We spoke before the game about the experience of those 2 coaches, and I think this is exactly, you're going to see 2 teams here that tactically astute, playing in the right areas of the park, as Rocky said earlier, and it's going to be a really tactical game, but with ball players on the park to actually deliver that game plan. So very exciting.
Loud calls from Jade Mullen at 10. Morgan gets that ball floating out to her. Dodd to Jay Ash. Hat-trick score at Allianz Stadium. The ball being knocked on, and more RAF pressure there really in defence. And they'll be delighted. Sian Williams and her coaching staff with that so far.
It was a great read, wasn't it, from Orla Proctor. Just saw that little lift as they came round the corner, flooded through it, out the back, little lift line, and then boom, hell of a shot coming in from Proctor. They've done their homework. They're here. They want to be amongst it.
They'll have been waiting for this for quite some time, given what happened last year. The Royal Air Force. And having to wait, of course, 4 weeks since that clash with the Navy in Northampton, where they impressed, but did speak afterwards of certain things they wanted to tighten up. They feel they left a few tries out there and earning themselves a penalty as well, as the Army players roll themselves back.
RAF just getting on top, getting the penalties, getting the forcing the errors from the Army, which is something we don't see that often.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting whether the Army, so this shock sharp start, whether that was what they were expecting, how they pulled themselves back from it. In the past, that has been one of the issues with this game. And to be fair, the Army have played some really difficult opposition this season, but I think this is the best matched game they've had this season, potentially for the RAF too. So yes, it's an issue for Services Rugby of actually getting the balance of the opposition throughout the season. So yeah, interesting start by the RAF.
Conference there between Freya Gracie and Jenna Lee Hughes. As the RAF get set for their line out. Tadman, the intended receiver. And the ball going back to Sophie Benevent. Morgan and Lauren Brooks to Komatai. What a dynamic duo they were at Allianz Stadium. Twickenham and Komatai dancing around some of those challenges as well. RAF doing what they can to get that ball back, but the Army have numbers as well out wide. Kim Grundy screaming for her RAF defenders to get across. Here they come, Mullen trying to put Hayley Scholes into a bit of space. Nice offload as well. Back inside. Ball going backwards to Sam West, and an absolutely thumping challenge as well coming in. The Army go through the phases and trying to hit Amy Reynolds flat there. Playing open side today, an advantage coming as well for the Army. Mullen trying to niftily work that through, and not quite coming off, but nevertheless they'll go back for the penalty.
We were saying in pre-game comms that both sides have the ability to move the ball very quickly, but with that comes the risk, and actually that mistake and how quickly both teams can actually capitalise on it. And that's a great example there of 50 yards gained by actually good play by the RAF, small mistake, and the Army straight out using the hands through to comms and her dancing feet through and strength. Great play.
So we've seen a couple of good double tackles from the RAF, but the person they need to get that on is Komatai, because she is slippery and she is rapido, isn't she? She is. You'll see her on a line break, and I guarantee she'll be a quick 100-metre time.
Yeah, people perhaps make the mistake of thinking that she's all about power. She's got that power, and as you mentioned, that dynamic speed, and of course those agile feet as well, as we've just seen.
Just as a red supporter as well, clearly once they double tap her, she's got the skill to then offload, and the gap will be on her side. And so her and Lauren working as a duo in this game, I expect to see that later.
Well, they enjoyed working together, as you say, at Twickenham, bursting through that Navy defence in midfield on several occasions as well. So it's a tried and tested method for the Army. Coming around the corner is Ella Johnson. Speaking of dynamism, number 8. Seen perform very well in the last couple of inter-service championships. Now he goes back the way to Fahey. Only as far as Hayley Scholes. Scholes looking to try and get outside Kim Grundy. Doesn't quite do it. But nevertheless, into Courtney Pursglove and another electric runner. Benevent. Nicely bounced off as well. Not the easiest to take down, Sophie Benevent. And earning the penalty as well, just outside that 22, the British Army.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing a battle of forwards at the moment, aren't we? And the strength and the carriers. I'm quietly smiling on the commentary. I appreciate we're 7-0 down right now, but the character the Army is showing, I'm really glad, because clearly that RAF try early on has sparked a fire. So again, both teams, it's going to be exciting, but ultimately, yes, the Army it's sparked a fire.
It's great, and as two front rows, we are loving the boom, and it was great from Sophie Benevent then, who bowled her way through, managed to get up 7 style and get them on that front foot, and obviously force the penalty.
A great attacking opportunity here for the Army. Sam West throws that in and try them all, and it rolls through into a bit of space as well, and Sam West coming round the side of that, peeling off. Now being shunted back. Ella Froh, impressive debut for her in Northampton. Komatai. Pick and drive again. Sarah Batley this time. The backs wait patiently. Forwards reckon they have got this so far, though. And forward they go indeed. Have they responded with a try of their own, the Army? Just inches away, moving out to the back line now, and plenty of space through to Pursglove from Mullen. And try, and what a way to answer back.
Yeah, very well worked try there. Just again, concentrating in the middle, the forwards driving it up, creating the space. I actually thought we were about to go round to the right, but the RAF were alive to it, but had missed the fact we got the overlap on the left wing. So well worked by the Army, great comms, and fantastic try by Pursglove.
Great speed of ball from Jade Mullen with that missed pass out, and Pursglove right on the end of it. Beautiful finish. And that is where it's just so dangerous. They get the big carry and then they get the offloading game, and the accuracy of pass is pretty phenomenal.
When they get into that flow, very dangerous indeed. A nice opportunity for Pursglove to convert her own try here as well. That's just pulled slightly. Doesn't have the elevation either. So the Royal Air Force lead 7 points to 5 in this match so far. Just over 10 minutes played as well. Well, just as we await the restart, it's down to John Knighton, who's been looking at some of the comments coming from you on our BFBS Forces News YouTube channel.
Thanks, Si. Very good morning to you from King's Home. We've had loads of messages coming in already across our social media. Must also mention, big up the Army. Shout out to Jane Ash, Aka Forrest Gumpler from Mum and Dad, Axel and Laura, on watching on YouTube, on Facebook rather, supporting our daughter. This is Annette Tadman, number 5, Emma Tadman for the RAF, watching from Devon. Come on the Light Blues. And quite a few mentions as well for EJ from Yorkshire 321. Go EJ, of course, scoring the opening try for the RAF. Keep those messages coming through. A message from Canada as well to start with. Wherever you are around the Forces world, we would love to hear from you today.
Thank you very much, John. Fantastic to hear from you today. Brilliant to have your company with us in the BFBS Forces News YouTube channel. And, well, another comment that'll certainly, I think, excite my two co-commentators today. That front row solidarity. Lou Langton, shout out to all my RAF gals playing today, especially the bestie Daisy Fahey running out as co-captain for the RAF. Wishing them all the luck in the world, and I wish I was there on the pitch with them. I'll be watching out in deployment. Lou Langton, ex-RAF and UCAF, and quicker than I look, hooker, she says.
Choo-choo, steam came coming through. Go on, Russell.
Well, a bit of space actually coming through for the Royal Air Force, and Kim Grundy right out on that wing. Can she make the try line? Is taken down in very important time by the Army defence. Trying to bundle through are the RAF forwards now. Just inches away as well. Ella Johnson this time. Have they got there? They have indeed. Backwards and forwards this game goes, and another try for the Royal Air Force.
Well, what another finish from Johnson, using her size and physicality to go over. That's what you want from your number 8, leading from the front. But it all came from Russell with a bowling ball carry, getting on that front foot, and then the quick ball out, quick pick and goes. And then, you know, when Johnson gets close to that try line, she's going to score.
We thought we'd be in for a real treat today, Charlie. And it's certainly provided in buckets so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, we called it before the game. This is the game. This is the exciting game of the whole competition. As we've already said, the championship rests on this fixture, and both teams well up for this game. The start to this has been electric and tit for tat in terms of tactical gaming, playing in the right areas of the pitch. Currently scoring going with possession, so it'll be interesting if that stays. But yeah, what a start.
That ball just going across the face of the post, not quite making it there from Fahy. So the RAF lead 12 points to 5 after that Ella Johnson try.
Well, there's been some really good defence from the RAF as well. When they were able to slow ball down and get bodies on feet, they're able to cope with the Army, but it's when the Army go quick that they're under pressure.
Kat Robinson this time taking the ball into contact. Taken very low down by Jenna Lee Hughes.
What a hit there from number 7 for the Army.
Amy Reynolds.
Thank you. Amy back from Estonia for this fixture, flying back out again very soon. Thank you for releasing her, because she makes such an impact on this park. And what a defence there from the Army. Again, stopping the RAF in essentially an attacking position to give the ball back for ourselves. And you can see there the intent of both teams, absolutely on fire for this fixture.
Well, we've been interested, Rocky, in how the two packs would fare against each other. So far, there's plenty of physicality in those scrums as well.
Yeah, really good arm wrestle going on. RAF holding their own, Army just trying to flex their muscles, but a few errors coming in. But then when they go back to Route 1, that's where they're dangerous.
Mullen coming in to play makeshift scrum half. Sam West getting over the 22 mark. Well, penalty for the Royal Air Force, looking like not rolling away. Some assistance coming on as well. I think everything looks okay, which is great. And the atmosphere building as well. Rocky Clark and Charlie Maxwell just sensing, I think, some of the food options today as well, wafting through that freezing cold air.
You got two props here, we're like salivating. We'll see.
The only good thing, I had breakfast, and I'm going to name drop here at Mozo's before we came here.
Very good.
Fantastic breakfast. Queue out the door before they'd even opened. So that bacon smell that's wafting up to the commentary box is going to hit me in about half an hour once I've digested my breakfast.
Yeah,
I'm good to go, so if anyone wants to bring me on, I'm ready.
Other options are available, but yeah, great smell coming through as well. And I think that's the thing as well, as we have the double header effect today. One of the special things about these championships is having the men's game later this afternoon, and quite a big gap between these matches as well. That's not until 3 o'clock, so a nice opportunity for people to make those reunions and catch up with each other as well, like we do before every game, Rocky Clark. Although, unlike you, I've not been cycling halfway around the country before the match starts.
Yeah, I've literally just got off the bike yesterday. We cycled from Silverstone up to Chester, 120k yesterday, which was absolutely horrific, but amazing to raise funds for charity, inspiring leadership, and giving people the chances that otherwise they wouldn't have done. And obviously I do a lot of work with MND as well, and raising funds and awareness for mental health. So give me a charity challenge, I'm on it, I'm on the cycle.
No, it's wonderful what you're doing, and thank you for doing so as well. And
this time I didn't turn up on a bike though, did I? Last time I did.
Per effort, really. Yeah, this is it. Half-hearted today.
Yeah, I know, sorry about that.
I can confirm as a front row, she's not in Lycra today. It's
Yeah, commentary cam's only on the top half of the bodies today. We got that in the contract.
Lycra should never be an outer layer. I'm just putting it out there, Rocky.
I know, bag of potatoes with Lycra on.
Well, back to the game anyway, and that ball's put into touch by Daisy Fahy. And well, it's fascinating so far. It's not often the Army have themselves behind in inter-service fixtures of the last few years. Royal Air Force really taking it to them. Of course, today getting that first try. Army responding through Courtney Purr's club, and then Ella Johnson just moments ago putting, or increasing I should say, the light blue lead. And it comes, and Kat Robinson not quite able to get hold of it. So advantage Army with this possession. Nice little pop through to Lauren Brooks from Benevent. Mullen with plenty of options, and Dodd just delaying that pass very, very nicely indeed. And Griffiths through the middle, trying to get the offload through. I think that ball looks as if it's just been knocked forward a little bit. The referee signals so. But warning signs for the RAF defence.
Absolutely. You could see then the Army, the speed in which they realigned on that turnover, and they actually had a two-man overlap on this left wing. So it's a shame that offload didn't go. Clearly Combs was there to back up if it hadn't gone forward, but yeah, the space on this left wing within seconds of that turnover, it shows the intent of where we're going.
And great from Lou Dodd. We know the experience of Lou Dodd, just holding that defender, drawing the defender in, delaying the pass and opening up even more space.
Yeah, it was lovely. Just put a centre partner away, Griffiths, to get through that space, and just it was so wide, so much structure, but RAF have the ball.
Graham Jenkins thumped by Jay Ash. And penalty coming through, high challenge.
I think the Army aren't used to this amount of pressure, are they? So it's just a few little errors creeping in, like the high tackles, knocking the ball on, few little offloads going wayward.
Yeah, I think it also comes back into the Army with this fixture. There is never complacency. Genuinely, it is the tightest fixture we have lost to the RAF previously. It's, dare I say it, a fear every season for the Army with this game, and I think always it's that mental edge and which way it goes. And with the RAF scoring first, I just wonder if the Army have yet calmed their nerves, and I would suggest they haven't yet, because there are these individual errors creeping in. Yeah, it's such a tight game.
Just wondered if that was a little bit of a harsh call there. It looked like it went down the middle, but obviously the challenge had gone off. Referees deemed it's not, so it's back to Army putting this. This is where they're dangerous, off of a strike play from a set piece.
Charlie Morgan with ball in hands. Campaigner of multiple inter-service championships, adding more experience to that nucleus of the Armies. Jade Mullen at 10, Lou Dodd at 12. Fascinating to see how they shape up here with Jay Ash just behind Dodd. Good shove in the scrum. Mullen shipping it out to Dodd, to Ash. Ola Proctor up like an absolute flash, and advantage coming through as well. Proctor, who's been physical, Harlequin's centre. Oh, and very nice opportunity for an offload, not quite coming through, but the referee going back where that challenge took place.
Yeah, Proctor, always a fantastic player, but a quick shout out here. She's coming back from injury this season. I was chatting to Chrissy 6 hours before the game, and she's so grateful to Quins for the support that they've given and the rehabilitation provided for Orla. To see her back playing this season's fantastic. The Army have tried that move a couple of times where Lou and Jay are lining up basically vertical to each other, and both times Orla's been alive to it. So it'd be interesting how many times they use that again, because she's certainly snipping it in the bud.
The Army again just going through the phases and putting something together here, and Mullen tries to go over the top with that offload. It's just gone in the hands of who we were speaking about a short time ago, Orla Proctor. And Hannah McCabe, wonderful debut against the Navy, scoring at Northampton. Lucy Nye, the box kick only as far as Scholes, and it goes backwards. Some jeers in the crowd, but going backwards off the hands, and nicely worked and nicely offloaded as well, but the referee actually saying that went a little bit forward. And RAF celebrate. Listen to the roars generate as well from the RAF support. Well, Kath Brazier, speaking of the RAF, is pitch side with Sarah Bonner.
Well, it's not often we get to talk to international halfway through these matches, but I'm joined by Sarah Bonner here, sort of on the coaching side for the RAF. An amazing start you've made. It's not often that happens against the Army.
No, like the girls have come out firing and are really like stepping up to the challenge. So far, so good.
I mean, attack so far, brilliant. You're up on the scoreboard, but Sian's talked a lot about defence, and you're really showing that at the moment.
Yeah, I think for me, defence is impressing us. Like we're keeping width, we're getting off the line, we're stopping those heavy carriers that the Army have and notoriously bring.
They've got to do another half and 3/4 of a game.
Yeah.
Have they got the strength and depth to do that?
I back us, yeah. I really think that this group, we really believe that we can do it. It's just sticking to process, trusting the system, and the rest will happen.
Okay, thanks, Sarah.
No problem.
Cheers.
Scotland international Sarah Bonner. A brilliant career she's had with both Scotland and the Royal Air Force. Coming back from injury, the RAF have had a few injuries to contend with this season. Firstly, having been mentioned, Orla Proctor coming back, Annie Forbes as well in the back row, Emma Tadman. And it hasn't been easy for them to navigate those through the season, but here they are. Good to see them back out onto the pitch.
It's interesting because the RAF this season have actually had over 60 players represent them this season. So what they've done is they've changed their style of how they're doing their build-up games, which has given them a deeper pool. So where those injuries have come in, they've then got actually strength in depth this season. It's great to see the players coming back from those injuries, but that whole squad approach is an interesting change for the RAF. And it was good to listen to Bonner there talking about the team, because I think in the past it would be fair to say the RAFs relied on individuals, but that squad approach now and that team approach rather than individual superstars who have been fantastic, but it's a team game and it's showing today the work they've done.
That team game paying dividends at the moment. 12-5 the RAF lead as they get set up for a scrum here. Now just having a word with her opposite number, Charlie Morgan. The ball goes in from the RAF 9. The Army with a good shove on and rolling that Royal Air Force pack right back. Komatai here. But the Army will have to jog back as it's a penalty for the Royal Air Force.
Just think that the angle perhaps from Sarah Batley is being picked up. She's been just starting to win that arm wrestle, but that was just a little bit too much. Perhaps if they got the ball out a bit quicker, they might have got away with it, but starting to flex their muscles again.
Fahe into touch. Well, they've been overturning opportunities for the Army in a very timely manner today, the Royal Air Force. Just at times when the Army seem to have been building things, Charlie, they've been able to either exert pressure to stop them or indeed earn themselves penalties at very good points.
Yeah, I think it's twofold. I think it's that potentially the Army haven't yet settled into this game, so I certainly think that's playing into it, but we're coming back again to the more tactical astuteness of the RAF for this game. They are wise to the Army, and it's interesting the homework they've done to actually get under the skin, and with that early try it is still slightly unsettling. So yes, I think the RAF being very intelligent with where they're pushing the ball and where they're playing in this when they have the possession, and the Army just need to settle still.
Well, Mullen getting that ball into space and Pursglove racing right after it. She's going to use her feet. And takes the ball but knocks it forward, unfortunately for her. But very intelligent, as we've become accustomed to from Jade Mullen there.
That was absolutely fantastic from Grundy, wasn't it? You absolute wheels coming from Pursglove, picks it up and absolutely swipes her just as she grabs the ball and then forces the knock on.
And she certainly wouldn't be used to that, hence the knock on. So yeah, it's not many people that can live with Courtney's speed. So yeah, fantastic defence there.
Yeah, Courtney's a hell of a player. You give her a little bit of space, she's gone. But if you get her, she's just picking up a bouncing ball, that would be the only chance I'd get anywhere near her.
And interestingly, there are actually two players around her then. So I think she didn't realise the player behind her, but equally there was someone in front of her. So it's really a different RAF team to actually have that and to fight back that hard.
It was very exciting in the wings today because, of course, we have that match-up between Pursglove and Grundy. And as we just watch a crossfield kick coming towards Jay Ash. Ash takes that ball, trying to get round Hannah McCabe. And the Army trying to settle themselves around the breakdown here. Mullins bouncing off Hannah McCabe. It's ferocious again from Mullen.
That was certainly welcome to Inter-Services Rugby. So this is Hannah McCabe's first season of rugby. Used to be an RAF footballer, so she's transitioned this season. First Army RAF, and dare I say it, welcome to the game.
Looks to have taken just a little dig to the ribs, it seems. Getting a bit of support there at the moment. But certainly in that wing as well, McCabe, who scored on debut against the Navy at Northampton, up against Jay Ash, who scored a hat-trick in her first IS appearance at Allianz Stadium, Twickenham. So the depth coming through for both these sides, and the pace on the wings clear to see. Sophie Benevent has carried brilliantly today. She has done all competition, and very nice jackling as well. It's great from the Royal Air Force.
Well, some good patient defence from the RAF, but the Army just so strong in their carries, and even when you got your fly half absolutely bowling through people, and yeah, it's there's no love lost here between this fixture.
I think that's one of the things these two sets of players have been looking forward to as well, that sort of healthy needle, so to speak. McCabe continuing to receive a little bit of attention. Fahy looking to put that out of play.
Fantastic kick there, basically 40 yards gained there in one penalty kick. Fantastic positioning again for the RAF, and we've seen them be dangerous from here.
Well, Keris McNevin is shaping up to come on for the Royal Air Force. McCabe just taking a bit of a knock as she challenged Mullen.
That's a shame, because McCabe had been playing really, really well. Should really come onto our radar, making a lot of impacts, of physical, speedy, like great with ball in hand. That's a real shame for her.
Yeah, agreed, and I feel like I've given her the commentator's curse, so I really apologise for that, McCabe. But yeah, I hope you're just slightly winded, and we'll see you soon for the UCAF shirt.
Yeah, we wish her well. And McNevin will be hoping to emulate her rugby idol Ellie Kildan today. Good set of wheels, McNevin.
So it's up to the RAF now. They need to nail this set piece, which they've mucked up again, and that's where they can get a real foothold. But now look, turnover ball.
Lauren Brooks. Out to Mullen. A bit of space opening up as well for the Army, and Griffiths getting this out to Scholes. Can Scholes get around Grundy? It's good covering work from Grundy again. The Army just finding a bit of space on that flank. Nice quick ball. Heidi Silcox this time. Great ball carrier she's been from the second row. Komatai trying to work her side over the 22 mark. Mullen with plenty of options as well, getting it out to Ash, having to take that above her head, but does very well, trying to get round now. Jay Ash. Can she add to her tally so far in this competition after 3 at Allianz Stadium, Twickenham? Mullen again. Sophie Benevent. Mullen into the hands of Lou Dodd. Want a quick ball here, the Army. And Mullen trying to get round, and Mullen has the strength to get there, has she? It looks as if she's made it. She has indeed. The referee signals a try for the Army. And my word, a ding-dong battle, some describe this as before the game in previews. So far, it's been everything we expected. What a fantastic start.
Yeah, nail-biting, almost end-to-end. And again, that was a mistake. RAF, fantastic penalty kick, right into the right space. Line out going slightly astray, and the Army straight back through. Fighting. Quick ball, and Jade coming through to score the try. Amazing game.
Well, it's that turnover ball, isn't it? That's where they are so deadly. So you must make your set piece 100%. You cannot live off of scraps, because you're never going to get into the game. That has to change.
Pursglove makes the extras. Conversion for the Army. And Well, fantastic stuff there from the British Army, and great to have your company with us on our live stream BFBS Forces News YouTube channel. 12 apiece between these sides, and John Knighton we passed down to. What have people been saying so far, John?
Si, what a terrific game of rugby this is, and loads of comments coming through. Danielle Rosemary says, great game. Thomas Gardner's watching. Come on, Army, says Ian Openshaw. Dig deep and push on. Diane Bird says, great job, RAF, keep it going. Lee Bramley says, come on, the ladies, in light blue. And on YouTube, Rhiannon Waters, an ex-RAF and UCAF winger, says, good luck to the gals in light blue. Always mega to watch them play with such passion and potential. Message coming through from Bath, from Flowerball 75. Go the Army, Lottie Ball cheering you on from Bath. And a message as well from France. Come on, Ella Fro for the RAF. We're cheering our niece from France. That's from Trish Harbord. Loads of messages, keep them coming.
Thank you very much, John. Ella Fro, who had a fantastic debut against the Navy in the Inter-Services just about a month ago now. And Kim Grundy again with a brilliant tackle there, but it's the Army moving this ball through the hands. Sophie Benevent, one of their favoured ball carriers today. Heidi Silcox this time.
They're doing the arm wrestle, aren't they? Big carries from Brooks, Benevent, getting them on that front foot.
Good pressure there from Hughes on that kick. It comes through, and bouncing ball makes life a little awkward for Daisy Fahy as she finds the two wingers on the opposite side up in her face. Now trying to calm things down at the breakdown. Annie Forbes, physical presence in the back row for the Light Blues. Well, at times it's felt a bit sort of harem-scarum between these sides over the years. Plenty of tries, which is always what we love to see. And I think as a marker of that physicality today, just players, every time we see a breakdown, or a stoppage in play, I should say, just players taking a breather and receiving a few knocks.
Yeah, the crunches that are happening on that park, I don't think we can really underestimate the force going through these tackles. I mentioned it a few times. It's difficult preparing for this game because the opposition's almost too strong or too weak. So the Army have played a few in Canada under 23s, convincing loss, but it prepares them for games like this. The RAF, I think, just starting to feel the real pressure from the Army attacking line now.
Yeah, you're using your big physical forwards and just a few bodies just starting to feel it now.
Dare I say it, this is where the players playing civilian rugby is so important for service rugby. I've mentioned a couple of clubs so far, and a massive thanks to Quins for helping with recovery for Orla. But that is what gives these players the preparation for these games. Everyone on that park is a service person first. We've all got day jobs. There's a number of reservists on the park, and the players are only released for rugby a maximum of about 15 days a year, which is a lot, but not enough to prepare for a fixture like this. And it's the civilian rugby and the civilian rugby teams that prepare our players, and we're so grateful for that.
And that's rugby where we see the depth coming through as well in the women's game and the men's game, of course, too. And it's fantastic to see that growing. Well, Jay Ash finding a bit of space. Now look at that speed from Ash. Taken down by Kim Grundy. Doing brilliant defensive work again. Lou Dodd just cutting back inside. Quick ball the Army looking for. Lauren Brooks. Looking to pick and drive through Silcox. Batley doing her best assistant work. Komitai. Power from the Fijian international. Marching forward they go, those red shirts. Mullen now with options and trying to pop that up to Dodd was Pursglove. But the referee comes back.
The camera might have missed it, but there was a lovely shot there. Lauren, I think, took a hit and was slightly slow getting up from the tackle. And the RAF player nearest to her just came and checked on her. And that just nice, gentle tap, check she's okay, and then back into the fray again. Just lovely touch of rugby sportsmanship there.
Yeah, respect for your opponent, right? Really good.
Spirit of these competitions over the years. It's always been held as a marker of beauty of military rugby as well. And rugby in general too. As that ball goes into touch. And an attacking opportunity for the Army. Another foray into the RAF 22. Just over half an hour played. 12 all between these sides. Lauren Brooks now coming round the side. And to assert her physicality when it comes to Dodd. A nice little dummy as well. Morgan to Griffiths. A little bit isolated, Griffiths, but Amy Reynolds there eventually in support. Dodd in midfield. Komitai once more. Good work from Fahey and Graham Jenkins in defence. Trying to fire that out to Courtney Pursglove. What can she do with just a tiny bit of space? Jay Ash screaming for the ball on the opposite wing. But it's the forwards who take this up to the line. Very close once more, the Army. They've got enough power to bet it through that blue wall. Again with Mullen. Has she got another one? Captain Fantastic Jade Mullen for the British Army. She has indeed, leading from the front and getting her side into the lead. Absolutely brilliant from the Army number 10.
Have a bit of sympathy there for the RAF, because everywhere Rocky and I were looking on the pitch, you had Army players lining up for that, out wide, in right in that contact zone. So I can only just have sympathy for the RAF defence there. Of everywhere they looked, there was a dangerous red player, and giving the ball to Mullen, she does not miss from there.
Courtney Pursglove doesn't miss from there either. Conversion taken. 19-12, the Army now in the lead in this match. And, just ahead of half-time at Kingsholm. What a first half it's been.
It's been absolutely incredible. Obviously, first 20 minutes went the RAF's way, and Army now just starting to get their accuracy nailed on and getting through their phases. RAF perhaps getting a little tired. They need to get hold of the ball now, and you want to stop the Army scoring. You keep hold of it and make your way up to the try line, but it's about, can they contest this kick? Can they get a turnover?
Ash evading defenders at will, it seems, at the moment.
She's such an exciting new player this season. First Army RAF game, and she's brought such electricity. The Army wingers are never slow, but Jay Ash is absolutely injected pace onto that wing.
And power as well. Mullen just being wrapped up by Ella Johnson.
She had a WWE slam. I love this little battle. The two props going head to head. Benevent and Russell, tight heads.
Absolute linchpins for their side. The RAF have done very well here to get the ball back. Nice turnover, and Graham Jenkins assessing her options out to Proctor. That hasn't really gone where Proctor wanted it to go. Poor pass, and it goes into touch.
Just felt slightly slow, if I'm honest. They actually had the overlap, but they just didn't have the fire to get it out and get it round that wing. The Army defence was coming out. They knew where it was going, but they had the opportunity.
It was execution, wasn't it? Like the speed of ball and the accuracy. Obviously, ball bounces in front, it's slowing it down, or bowled into touch. Like that, they're doing the right things, but now it's about doing it against a horrific Army pressure that are up in your face, wanting to rip your head off.
Yeah, we said it before. These two teams know each other. The defensive line is set. When you're going head to head, there's not much space for that. It's those mistakes, and that's the opportunity in this game. And you've got to make that work and in those opportunities.
Well, if you're just joining us, 37 minutes played, the stadium clock showing, and 19 points to 12, the British Army lead the Royal Air Force. Great to have your company with us in the BFBS Forces News YouTube live stream, and John Nyson has been checking out some of your comments too.
Yeah, loads of comments coming through. Kaylee Rogers says, amazing, going Army, whoop. Tony Davis, enjoying the spectacle today and great match for sharing this with us, says Ken Vaughan. And a mention as well, actually, and I think it's a really good point, actually, to make a mention for the coaches today. Shout out for the coaches, Huddy and Sean. Big respect for both of you. That's from Marlo Boyd. Sam says, come on RAF, you can do it. Kim Grundy's family watching in Lincoln. And greetings from Manchester, says Camel Lofi. Some of these amazing names. Ash, she's our girl. If she can't do it, no one will, says the Zach Preck as well. And good luck, Army. Well done, my girl, Courtney. Love from Mum. Mum always lets us know what she's going on. And I mentioned for you guys on commentary as well, too. Really enjoying the commentary today. So thanks from everybody and people watching from all around the world. Great game of rugby, and we've only just begun, haven't we? Only we're halfway through.
Thank you very much, John. Yeah, wonderful to hear some of your insights as well. And that family connection always comes through strong, as you say.
Just a quick shout out, because I just saw on camera we were showing the Orange Wig Gang, and I understand that they are the aircrew and squadron that are here to support Sergeant Ella Froh. So yeah, thanks for coming along, everyone in the crowd, but great to see colleagues and aircrew coming along to support.
Well, just over 2 minutes to play in this first half. And it's an Army line out on that 22. RAF 22. Stretching is Amy Reynolds. She gets there as well. Mullen looks outside. Behind to Griffiths. Scholes looking to clean up, but that ball's been knocked forward. Bit scrappy. And we'll go for the scrum. Just a bit of noise coming through from the crowd as well. Atmosphere building. And there's people here to get their money's worth today. Doubleheader. Fantastic inter-services showdowns between the Royal Air Force and the British Army. Men's match later, hot on the heels of this game today. 3 o'clock UK time. What a fascinating first game we've had so far. Well, Pursglove, she had a lot of work to do with that one. It wasn't easy at all. Just bouncing forward as she looked to take the catch slow down. Looking to take it quickly is Jenna Lee Hughes. But
I like the idea. She's just got to tap it on her foot. She was going so quick. But RAF have been allowed to come back. So Fahey coming back for the boot. Hopefully gets it close to the 5 metre line. But you've got to execute the line out.
What an opportunity here for the Royal Air Force. Can they bring this game back level if they score a try here in the final minute of this first half? Oh, nice work from Hughes to Forbes. The referee blows his whistle.
Don't think it went 5.
A bit short there.
Another wasted opportunity. Even if you have to go at the front and just win ugly, you've got to win it. You're 10 metres out. A massive critical moment now. Minute before half time. You can go in even Stevens, but instead it's Army's going to get themselves out of jail.
And as we've seen, Charlie, over the last couple of years, opposition sides haven't had too many opportunities against the Army. You've got to take them.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's a fantastic kick that's got them to this position. Fahey's boot literally moved them 70 yards up the pitch. And then that critical error. And there was no need. They've got a whole half. Just go for the basic, win your line out. Now, Army scoring opportunity disappeared. Great decision by the Army. In at half-time, 1 try up.
Well, RAF 12, Army 19 is the score at half-time in this decider of the Women's Inter-Services Rugby Union Championship. And a little bit to unpick there in that first half. It went back, it went forth. Tries for both sides aplenty. And Charlie, The Army would be happy, of course, to go in 7 points up, but plenty for them to be thinking about. The Royal Air Force, especially scoring that first try of the game, have really taken it to them so far.
I was going to say, you say happy. I think they are going to be glad they're 1 try up, but they know they're in a game here. And that's absolutely what we need, it's what we want, and actually that's what those girls want as well. Whoever wins this game wants to win it. They want the competition on fire. But absolutely, I'm sure Sarah Mitchelson's going to have a lot to say during half-time. And we just saw there the team actually having a quick debrief on the pitch, which I've not seen them do before. I'd love to have been a fly on the wall in that circle, but what I love about that is actually the team are looking to sort the problem out before they go off the park. And that's, again, the Army are good at actually fixing errors on the fly, but it's a second half ahead for us.
Yeah, and that's also, Rocky, mark, I suppose, of the leadership, on-pitch leadership of that Army side as well. You know, Sarah Mitchelson's been mentioned, the amazing job she's done as head coach, but when you look as well at the leaders they've got on the pitch, as Charlie said, sorting things out before they go into the dressing rooms at half-time, that's a pretty special team.
It really is, and you've got the likes of Batley, who's been around for years, Silcox, Brooks, just what they bring, Kamatai, and then obviously Mullen, who's also just playing so well and tactically doing the right thing. And I think the Army just need to change. They're trying to play a little bit too early, so forcing a couple of those offloads, rather than actually let's play a phase or two, and then that chance with the flooding through and the offloads to be there. RAF, on the other hand, are sticking at it, doing really well, but they must execute their set piece.
Well, we can't wait to see what's going to happen in this second half. The Army 19 points to 12 in the lead so far. Is going to be a very brave person who calls what will happen next, but we can't wait to join you for the next 40. But just before that, don't go anywhere, because we've got a wonderful feature behind the scenes with the Army, having played the Canadians just a few weeks ago, and Julian Evans going up to see what went on there and see their preparations too. Plenty happening in the world of forces sport, and we'll join you very, very shortly indeed.
We need to be relentless out there.
Nice, Sarah. Awesome. Nice, girls. Hands up. Make sure that we pass. See it through. I'm Sarah Mitchelson and I'm the Army head coach. And today we're taking on Canada under 21s.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
1, 2, 3.
And the fact that they think that we would be a competitive team to play, one is a great honour, and there was no way that I was going to turn it down. It'll test us in every single way. It's a showcase of our rugby and that we can play these big oppositions, and no matter what the score is, we can really polish on our performance. And if we can defend against teams like these and attack and hopefully score points against teams like these, then we can do that against the inter-service teams as well.
The Army women and Canada under 21s.
If you're running out for the first time in the red shirt for the Army, it's a fantastic honour, and there'll be a buzz of excitement, those kind of anxiety, stroke anticipation, butterflies building in the stomach. There'll be that player concern, wanting to do the best of their teammates, not wanting to let anyone down.
Hello, how are you doing? You all right?
I'm Lieutenant Colonel Anne O'Flynn. I'm the Director of Rugby with the Army Women's Rugby Team. I'm a former international of England, Red Rose number 70. Matches like this are essential for us to really test out our combinations, get some of our new exciting emerging players playing alongside seasoned capped Army players who've been playing the team for a few seasons. So really exciting fixture. So as someone who's experienced rugby on both sides, playing both for the Army and also being international myself, I can really appreciate how fantastic this fixture is. A chance for us to play an international team, and again, it gives us a chance to really demonstrate what we've got, to try out potentially some new moves, some new combinations, but also to see where we stand in our preparation for the inter-services later this year.
Give her that! Yes, Hero!
Playing international sides is a fantastic honour, but we take that as a challenge, we look forward to it, and it's great that now sides like Canada are looking to us for competition. They're requesting our opposition, they're looking to us to provide a really good test for them.
Those girls were like the most respectful, hard-working opponents that we've had this whole tour, and so it was an honor to play against them. It's like something really exciting. I've obviously had the honor of like playing against England under 20s a few years ago, and like they've just gone and won the World Cup, and we played against some of those like future talented players, and that's why I reminded the team out there, like even though we were getting dominated in some areas, we're facing the future of professional rugby. Like some of those girls, women, will be in the next World Cup, and that's like exciting. To say that you played against them, like what more can you ask for?
He was a bricklayer for 5 years, he should be good. Mate.
It's all right. Nice. That good, is it? That top?
Oh, that's not great, that, is it?
Not bad.
No.
83.
Oh, that's pretty good.
69.
Ah,
Got a crump.
go loose.
Oh, it's going to be terrible, isn't it?
96.7.
Whatever that is.
Ooh, I think you might be in the lead.
Yes.
Very good. I think that might be one of the top.
I am a pretty strong bloke. And 129.6. Winger.
Very good.
UCAF's top try scorer of all time.
Thank you very much.
The biggest challenge, I'd say, is just existing.
Out here, Mother Nature is a very cold lady that is trying really hard to kill you.
We need to test nearly to failure, and sometimes past that.
We're going on a road trip with the Gollawallers and their recruiting team. Being chosen as a future Gurkha is a battle few will win.
Why are we talking about this now? Well, it's because of this man. He's warned the UK is underprepared, underinsured, under attack.
We've just been picked up by the Legionnaires and we're in a pirogue, and this is the main vehicle that the Legion used to get in, out and around the rainforest here.
Is the manosphere making it harder to stop misogyny and sexual harassment in the military? Well, the head of the army thinks it is.
The wing is probably the most famous part of this aircraft. The blades are made of wood. It meant if the aeroplane crashed with the wheels up, it didn't shock load the engine too much.
It's very nice to see it. It was like seeing an old friend.
I'm Staff Sergeant Horner. Hold on.
Hello, I'm Sapper Johnson.
Hi, I'm Crossman Tango 2.
Hi, I'm Captain McGregor Smith. I am Second Lieutenant.
Say again. Hi, I'm Second Lieutenant Berryman. Oh, I can't be the only person not to do it.
Hi, I'm Captain Ribeiro. No! Can I go again? I can't do this. And we'll start again. Don't you dare include that. Hi, I'm Captain Ribeiro. No, I haven't got it!
I'm Sapper Johnson.
Oh, he cracked that! He cracked it in his hand!
Well, what a fantastic first half we've had here at Kingsholm in the crunch match of the Women's Inter-Service Rugby Union Championships. The RAF 12, Army 19. So what a second half we're in for, and just ahead of that second half. We've been marvelling at half-time about the build-up, really, of the crowd, and coming in all shapes and sizes, all sorts of backgrounds, which is great to see. And none more so than the orange-wigged crew, which I believe Charlie Maxwell is here to support Ella Froe of the RAF.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic to see friends and colleagues of all the players starting to come. We've had a lot of shout-outs online, but to be in the stadium and to be so visible, we can't not do a shout-out. I have to be honest, I'm still looking for the actual name of the squadron, so I can't give you that yet, but what a great get-up to come and support Ella Froe.
Absolutely. You ever worn an orange wig, Rocky Clark?
Many a time. I've got an entire rainbow collection.
Fantastic. Well, the players coming back out onto the pitch. It'll be fascinating to have been a fly on the wall for those half-time talks in the changing rooms. Sarah Mitchelson, the head coach of the Army, and Sean Williams of the RAF. Well, it's a nervy time for them, I'm sure. They've been through many things in their playing careers and their coaching careers, indeed. But, well, all the billing and all the hype ahead of this match proving absolutely correct, because 12-19 at the moment, this game. And Lou Dodd preparing to get us underway again. Just looking for a ball. A fairly important component of this game. Just booted into the centre field by Courtney Pursglove. And you hear that murmur now around Kingsholm, this wonderful home of Gloucester Rugby. As Dodd gets ready to get us going again for the second 40. Will the Army defend their IS title, or will the Royal Air Force roar back here and be soaring by the end of the day? Another short kickoff, and an awkward one to deal with as well, as it bounces just ahead of RAF hands. Spilling out as well. Back it comes to Fahy. Chipped up towards Ash and Scholes. It's Ash who takes it. Always looking to move around the outside, and she's bundled into touch by McNevin.
Yeah, slightly nervous start there by the RAF, but calmed down quite quickly there. Again, Fahy's boot getting the RAF out of trouble. Army tidied it up, but basically back to the centre, and we start again on the 50-yard line.
There's a player off the side from the RAF. 10-metre line, is that Froe, I think, perhaps, getting
Ella
a bit
Froe.
of treatment?
Indeed. She looks to be okay. She comes back on as well. Great to see. The medics have been busy today.
She's had a great game so far as throw, and especially Tadman and Robinson in that second row as well. Amount of work they're getting through, but Robinson just seems to be everywhere defensively. They've won a line out. Fantastic.
Back it comes. Fahey in the pocket. Up and under coming through, but skews off the boot, straight into touch. So we'll go to the point at which it was kicked for the Army line out. Yeah, Ella Furrow, what a find she's been for Sian Williams, and performing brilliantly against the Navy. Scoring as well up in Northampton. Wonderful. As we talked about the depth, of course, earlier for both these sides, and seeing certain players coming through in positions and making their mark immediately, which has been so impressive, really. Lovely offload to Komatai. Can't quite gather. Now into the hands of Orla Proctor. Handoff Merchant, as has been so often the case. Brilliant from Proctor. Bouncing off Pursglove and others. Robinson. Everywhere, as Rocky Clark described. Fahey spotting a little bit of space.
Robinson getting her 22nd cap today for the RAF, and that is the current record holder for the RAF women. So it's great to see her still going.
Crunching hit on Hayley Scholes by Orla Proctor. The Army trying to get quick ball, and Batley this time trying to burst through the middle. Coming onto the ball at speed here, both forwards and backs, and a little bit of space that they can see out wide. They delay that pass out to Jay Ash. Ash having to move back inside with McNevin covering, and that's lovely from Ash, challenging multiple RAF defenders. RAF doing their best to try and just slow the tempo if they can. Dodd taking a crash ball, ably assisted by Komatai. Mullen, Sarah Batley in midfield. Ball just spilling forward. So relief for the RAF, disappointment for the Army.
I think both teams certainly have come out firing. There's a couple of mistakes on both sides, but both teams well up. Be interesting what was said at half-time, but fantastic to see the second half kicking off as the first half finished.
Getting the ball to width once again of the Army, but there was one moment it was Russell out wide with McNevin, and they actually done really well, and a prop covering 30 metres, you're going to panic at the disco, but they managed to weather it somehow, and the Army forced it a little and got the knock on for the RAF, so a good outcome.
Nice Mella Johnson. Rocky Clark, perhaps encouraged by the music we've heard through this game, coming out with many wonderful musical puns. Fahey with the boot again. This time into touch.
The RAF band playing beforehand. We're playing some fantastic music. We're both here with our phones out, videoing. I know I Need a Hero is one of my favourites, which got us going for this game.
You didn't just have your phones out, you were dancing as well, Charlie Maxwell.
You say you, I think you meant we.
All right, fair. Sam West with the ball. Versatile forward in the last couple of years. Played in the back row as well for UCAF. Nice box kick from Nye, trying to leap quickly and find that space, and chasing it down herself as well. That ball not quite bouncing fortuitously for her. Swallowed up by red defence.
It's an unusual mistake actually at the Army line out there, but again that mistake has just cost them 25 metres. Great kick over the top, really sensible, and straight onto it for the RAF.
Graham Jenkins looping that ball out. Will the bounce be kind? No, it won't.
Again,
to
just
Grundy.
forcing, that pass didn't need to go, just forcing the error and creating it themselves, if I'm honest.
Yeah, Army were all on their feet, really good defensive line. You're pulling the ball back, and then a massive miss pass bouncing into touch. You need to get a punch into that red defence to then hold them and then play perhaps the other way or play quickly, but you're just allowing all that pressure on you and doing something you don't need to do.
Silcox jumping and then coming down and taking the ball this time. Benevent again. Dodd does well to take that, but look at the space opening up. Another poor pass, but Scholes darting back inside. Using her range to good effect as well.
Brilliant by Fletcher, two really important tackles coming onto the front row, Fletcher.
Silcox shipping that ball out as well. And what an interception from Lucy Nye. Has she got the pace to make it the entire way? She's got Pursglove and Jayash herring right after her. Kim Grundy outside her as well in support. Can she get that ball away to Grundy? Chased down as well by Komitai. What an opportunity, but that ball just spilling forward. Gussing for the RAF, but what a read by number 9, Lucy Nye.
Yeah, that was a fantastic breakaway from her individual effort. Just shows her class, an ex-England player, just running through onto that. But what defence from the Army, fighting back. I have to admit, when you said, has she got the pace to go through, and we saw Combs chasing her, kind of thought, but they left it to the last minute just for the excitement there.
Yeah, Pursglove with outstanding pace to go and chase her down. And any time me or you make a break, that's all we hear, heavy breathing and somebody closing in on us and nailing us from behind. So that is not what you want to see or hear.
India King coming on for the Army for Sam West.
I think it's called nosebleed when we're that high up with the ball in space. I mean, it happened once or twice in my career.
Not just the height of this commentary gantry either. Well, it's great to have your company today on the live stream, BFBS Forces News YouTube channel. And John Knighton, you've been looking at the comments, which have been free-flowing the whole day.
Absolutely, yeah. I mentioned first of all Caroline Mason. A shout out to Hayley Scholes in the Army team. Mum Caroline is watching from Scarborough, and well, a few other mentions as well coming through on YouTube as well. From two veterans in Yeovil, come on the Army, says Morris G. Freya says, well done Jayash and Tarika for your from your Lightnings coach Rich. Galiash says Axel cheering at the TV for the Army, but especially his mummy Jay. And come on Jay, get them legs working, speedy down the outside, and let's go Kimmy G, love from Simone. Messages keep coming in, keep them coming for us.
Excellent stuff, John, thank you very much. Lottie Ball on the pitch now for the Army, that 19 shirt. Manikalu Komitai coming around the outside and bouncing off Daisy Fahey. Nye doing well to hold on to her. Dodd with the clearance. Longworth watches it into touch. Thinks about taking it quickly, but Pursglove up very quickly himself.
Being called back for a penalty, I think, there.
The referee just having a word with Mullen. The score remains the RAF 12, British Army 19. Just shy of 50 minutes played in this match. Fahey doing well to take that just inside. Longworth this time, trying to straighten up, going over Griffiths. Annie Forbes. Power coming through from Ella Johnson once more. Try scorer in this match. Finding Emma Tadman in midfield, returning from injury. Back out to Fahey. And another loose pass, really. Not finding anyone, and then eventually coming into the hands of Kim Grundy. Just when they're building momentum through those phases, passes not going to hand when they would dearly love them to. Johnson hit early and hard by Silcox. Jade Mullen as well. One of the more physical 10s you'll see. It's nice from Fahey over the head of Scholes and taking a nice bounce as well into touch.
Yeah, again, that tactical kicking from Fahey. She's made some really good decisions today in this game. Her kicking is on form, and it's just pushing them right back into the space where it's an opportunity. But as Rocky said a couple of times now, we really need to see them execute this line out. It would be great to see ball in hand and actually using the RAF wing and see what they can do with this ball.
Emma Tabman receiving some medical assistance. Seems as if she's back up on her feet and okay. The experience she brings as she returns to that pack. Some of the more experienced members of this RAF side will, of course, remember glory in 2019, winning those IS championships the year before COVID. Ball goes to Silcox. Didn't look straight.
Good attacking position here, and one of the huge strike moves for the RAF is Johnson just picking off the base of a scrum. So we could see her just have a little trot, and you can see the Army backs don't really want to be first up. Let somebody else get in, but should certainly get over the gain line. If I was coaching, that's what I'd do anyway.
Yeah, I think as much as they might not want her running at them, I certainly back Mullen and Combs to take the tackle when they need to. But it's just, again, it's just simple mistakes a little bit. It's a shame.
Longworth makeshift 9. Tadman up and about again, takes the ball forward.
Numbers on the short side if they swing back.
Army haven't noticed it yet either.
The ball just being knocked forward, which is unfortunate for the Royal Air Force. Tadman holding her ribs, taking a few blows in the last 5 minutes.
Especially the hospital pass, she got a second ago and then got nailed by two of the Army lot.
The last thing you need after you've got up after a bit of medical assistance. The hospital pass.
It's all right, a scrum will sort her out now, so her ribs will be nicely compressed, ready for more action.
That should be fine. What happened to the magic sponge? Where did that go?
To be fair, she has nails.
I was just about to say there was a back row forward. I'm pretty sure she wants to go back to the back row in this. But holding their own in the scrum, so fair play.
Oh, nice from Pursglove. Nice dart back inside, trying to hand off Grundy. Good tackle from Longworth. And getting it out to Komitai, who spots a little bit of space as well, using those legs to drive through very strongly. Morgan now through to Reynolds. Trying to hand it off. Has gone backwards, the referee says. Ella Froh trying to jackal that. And wonderful defence from the Royal Air Force. Very nicely done indeed.
That was an outstanding tackle from Russell. Really low chop tackle. Allowed Froh to get over the top. Quick hands on it. Got the turnover. Got him out of jail. Great work. It's a beautiful break by Pursglove again, wasn't it? And then Kamatai, those support lines.
Yeah, it's so dangerous. Pursglove with even just a little bit of space. She seems to have that ability, doesn't she? That magic to be able to create space from nowhere.
Yeah, she can turn on a dime, as the saying goes. Really quick feet, great awareness. Just sadly, there was a player coming up if she'd have just got the ball away. But yeah, great breakaway.
Well, Sinead Skillen's on for the Royal Air Force. Emma Tadman having gone off the field. Looking in a little bit of pain. Hopefully she's fine. Becky Wilson shaping up to come on for the Army.
Fletcher as the receiver from the line out.
Ball goes up towards Pursglove. Well taken. Nice crisp pass to Scholes, trying to beat Ella Johnson. Out it goes towards Jay Ash. Well, just watch and marvel here with Jay Ash potentially trying to get outside McNevin. Has she got the power to get through? She hasn't quite. For a second it looked like she would try and burn her on the outside.
for any youngsters watching though, that's just worthy of, they picked the ball up from a mistake, the RAF, on our own right wing, and moved the ball within 3 passes right out to the left wing. That, when you get turnover ball, is exactly what you should be aiming for. Quick hands, fast pace, and just see the space. RAF did really well to get out there, but that's exactly what you want the Army back line to be doing in that.
Taken quickly by Dodd. Very nice. Silcox now as well. Can she open up a bit of space on the outside? Ball going forwards. But nice bit of awareness again from the Army.
Silcox just so fast, isn't she? There's speed on her to just get around that, obviously, 4th back row player, just running around and carrying hard, as well as getting those passes out on the wide channels.
Yeah, I agree. We've spoken a lot about the RAF having their 5 back row on the pitch, but with Silcox and Lauren Brooks, the Army have similar. And it's really, this game is so equal, essentially, both sides playing really well. But Lauren Brooks, Heidi, we mentioned comms a few times from that 8 position. Yeah, such awareness there from Silcox.
Off comes Reynolds, on comes Becky Wilson, who I believe, Charlie, is the 2nd best Nordic skier in the Army as well.
Yeah, Becky is unique in that she started as front row and has gone backwards in the scrum. So, yeah, she's currently the 2nd best Army skier. So fantastic for her, and it's great to see her back on the park. But quick shout out to Reynolds as she goes off. She's back out to Estonia very soon, and we wish her and her colleagues all the best out there.
Yes, backwards positionally, of course, not in terms of having fallen back a little bit in terms of quality. But yes, and that's bounced out of the hands of Jay Ash. She'll be frustrated with herself. And as you say, wonderful Reynolds to be back and heading out shortly. Wish her the best on her deployment.
Fahy making that 30-odd metres, a massive boot. Little error, taking the aerial ball, but I think you can really make a game plan around Fahy's kicking. And if you get, like, obviously the speed they've got on these wings, and get that clicking a little bit more, and we're seeing already the gap compared to last time, how well this battle is.
It's not often the Army get into the opposition 22 and not score either in this competition, so that is really worth mentioning at this point. Scoreline so close, and RAF defence really working hard.
It's nice. Graham Jenkins looping around the outside. Fahy.
Just talked about a boot and it's going straight out.
Commentator's curse brought to you by us. Yeah, it's but as you say, Fahy's kicking has been a central point for that Royal Air Force team. We've seen Graham Jenkins in that 10 shirt in the past as well. So wonderful to have her just outside, and the experience, the nous, the class of Lucy Nye at 9. It's a great nucleus for that light blues side. Oh, nice to Komitai. That's very nifty indeed from the Army. She goes bundling forward. Benevent this time, assisted by Brooks and Becky Wilson, fresh on the field. Out it comes, that's lovely. Lou Dodd through the middle, and another try for the Army. Fantastic from the 12, great awareness, and punching a hole in that RAF defence.
Yeah, what a fantastic try there, moving the ball between forwards and backs. Is a really well executed line out there. I'm pretty sure the RAF were not expecting Komitai to come straight through the middle of their line, but then the awareness to actually ship the ball, move it out, and Dodsey coming through on that line. It was actually Dodsey's birthday yesterday, so what a fantastic birthday present for her, scoring in this inter-service fixture.
Yeah, very happy birthday. Lou Dodds played well today. Purslove lines up for the conversion attempt. The RAF in a huddle having a bit of a conference and talking about what they need to do to bounce right back here. That's fantastic from the Army. Very clinical. It's more the sort of thing that Sarah Mitchelson will have been looking to see. I'm sure will have been mentioning at half-time as well, being clinical in that 22, getting to the 5-metre line and making those points count. They now have a 14-point cushion. 26-12 up go the British Army. And Very good indeed. So, pressure back on the Air Force to respond here. Becky Wilson. Batley driving them forward as well.
Another great hit from Russell.
Oh, that's nice. India King has the ball this time. Komatai looking to put herself into space. Longworth trying to track her, opening up more for King. Quick ball for the Army as well. Mullen this time. Really pouncing on that RAF defence, and any mistakes they shall be making. And look at that from Griffiths. From one centre to the other. Bang, bang go the Army. And a wonderful score from Meg Griffiths, piling more pressure on the Light Blues.
Well, it's great work from Mullen, who just manages to track forward. Quick ball out. Benevent with a little tip. Slice through. What a try.
Yeah, dare I say it, that's like normal service resuming. I feel again our commentators cursed the RAF. The comment about them defending their own 22, and twice the Army have got in, and that just accuracy in their execution when it's on fire, that is what the demonstration is. Just fantastic play there. And it also shows just having Komatai on the pitch and her quality drew the defender. Unfortunately, she didn't go for the ball carrier. Always go for the ball carrier, because then you're forcing the attack that might make the mistake.
Well, 33 points to 12. The Army ahead. And a mark of great sides, they often say, is the ability to pull away around about the hour mark onwards. Have the RAF got it in them in this game to come right back? Or will the Army be on their merry way to defending their inter-service title?
Well, we're both nodding on as India King, front row, just galloping up the field, not panicking under pressure like we would, but just going through a little dummy as the pass goes out after she's made it forward.
Very healthy advantage now for the Army. 3 converted tries to the good. That's nice handling again. Numbers 1 to 23. You heard Sarah Mitchelson talk about her team and say she's trust in 1 to 23. And right across the park today, every ball handler has been very busy indeed.
Well, just look at this setup now, the width that the Army have got. They can go out the back, they've got space, they've got a 4-on-1, but a great shot coming in from Proctor once again, but speed of ball.
She maybe kick a quick Kim Grundy, but not quick enough to get that ball before it goes into touch.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the last game, the Army versus the Royal Navy. The Army is so difficult to defend against, because even when you do those 2-up tackles and take the ball carrier, there is another strong runner that can, you know, get the offload, pass it quickly. There's always a threat. So it's so difficult to defend against.
Short to Sarah Batley this time. Through it comes, Benevent. Good power again, Sophie Benevent. What a wonderful ball carrier she is. One charged down, but still making it through. Orla Proctor up like a flash. Ball goes out to Becky Wilson. An outside, that's very nice. From Lou Dodd. Trying to burst through the middle, and a marker, of course, of the Army style. They always have support runners, often both shoulders as well. Benevent this time again, but the referee just calling them back. Looking very dangerous.
Yeah, I think it's a shame there that the referee judged it just forward, because Benevent there in space. Such threat. She's had an amazing game so far. Some really strong carries, especially as a front row forward. I mean, two of us are sat here, Rocky, both going.
Eating sweets.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry if I've just deafened anyone by laughing down the mic. But yeah, Sophie Benevent is having a cracking game so far.
She is, and every time she gets that offload away, doesn't she? So we're seeing Benevent's carry him and then Russell's defence.
Well, John Knighton's been across our comments and social media. What have you got for us, John?
Yeah, you can imagine there's been a lot of comments about those 2 tries for the Army in the last couple of minutes. Go Dodsey, buzzing to see her back, says Amy Carr. And yes, Griffith, says D8 Bar 3i. And little mention, actually, for those of you watching in Fiji today, no doubt keeping a very close eye on how comms is getting on. TQ, I'll call you. Good afternoon to you, TQ. All the very best from Fiji. And she says, go Army. And I just wonder whether there's a certain Amy Cocaine who might be watching this afternoon with the England camp. Probably not too happy about how the RF's going at the moment, Amy, but if you are watching, very best of luck from all the England supporters ahead of that big match with the French tomorrow. But to keep those messages coming through, we'd love to hear from you.
Thank you, John, very much. Lucy Nye putting the ball in. And Proctor, first receiver. The ball flies out to Longworth. Johnson, what a colossus she's been today for the RAF. Looking to go down the short side. Strong ball carrier, Orla Proctor. Fahey finding herself isolated and driven back.
She rode that tackle well though, didn't she?
Well taken in. Sinead Skillen this time. Army defence just blitzing the RAF at the moment. Jade Mullen always looking for work in defence as well as attack.
Really impressive, this wall of red just flying up.
RAF not really able to utilise quick ball. I'm trying to put the grubber in, and even that is charged down. Ash can't quite get away. It's important to take her down. It looks like Fahey a little worse for wear at the moment, and Russell as well. Fahey back up, just clutching her ribs. And Lauren Brooks speedily onto that. Lottie Ball this time as well. Brooks again, favoured ball carrier in this match. One of those. And the RAF applauding. Penalty being awarded.
So she was within a metre of the ruck, diving on the ball, which she can't do now. So just coming back for the penalty, but Russell just getting a bit of treatment over on the other side.
Yeah, I hope Emily Russell is okay. Well, to gain an insight into the Army perspective at the moment, Kath Brazier is with head coach Sarah Mitchelson.
Well, here with head coach of the Army, Sarah Huddy Mitchelson. I don't think you would have been too impressed with the first half, but slightly better second half, but still not too far ahead. It's a tough game from them.
Yeah, no, and like we didn't have the best first half, but that's because the RAF were good. So like, and I'm just glad that we've been able to show how good that we are and put our processes together and come out as we are right now.
It's strength and depth that you guys have. Like, even watching that first half, you knew that you've got replacements you've got on the bench, and it was a question of whether the RAF could hold out for 80 minutes. At the moment, looking good, but every time the RAF got the ball, you're still a bit worried.
Yeah, well, yeah, because they are a good outfit, and I know that they can score from anywhere, and we're allowing them to do that sometimes. I think the message at half-time was really about just doing our basics right and keeping it a little bit tighter, and then trying to find the space.
But you're confident. You're happy to talk, but you're confident.
Yeah, I'm confident if we do our stuff right, but like anything could happen. I'm not like any mistake could happen. A penalty, a yellow card, anything like that. As long as we do our stuff right, we'll be all right to the end. But we've got to do it right first.
Thanks, Huddy. Back to your box. Thank you.
Thanks, Kath. Great to hear comments from Sarah Mitchelson. Always looking analytically and in great detail at her team's performance and things that she wishes to tweak. Never quite satisfied, in a very healthy way, of course. Jay Ash now trying to speed her way around the outside. Longworth looking to track her down. Ash bursting through the challenge. Who does she have in support? We've seen quite a few times in this game. Offload's not quite going to hand. Passes not quite going to hand. Another chance there. Spurned, really. That'll be an RAF put in.
Yeah, they really need to get their hands coming through rather than sort of throwing it over their head or without making that eye contact and getting your arms through. That's the really important thing. So when somebody does a low chop tackle on you, you can get your arms through and turn your shoulders. That's when it's more likely that that pass is going to stick, but not being able to see them, it's going to be a 50-50. But that scrum, wowzers.
Komitai now, after a massive shove in that scrum from the Army. Just a few metres away again, and that ball bouncing forward for Pursglove. An easy walk-in of a try, her second of the game. Wow, the Army are never far away when they're at that range.
Yeah, we saw there just fantastic scrummaging there from the Army pack. It's the first time we've really seen them on fire in the scrum. Combs coming away with it. We've spoken about her a lot in this game. But such a powerful runner, creates the space, ball comes out. And Pursglove from there, 10 yards in space. Lovely ball to her, straight through. Great try.
Putting the ball on the tee now. Try and add an extra 2 points. The Army have really pulled away in this game. The RAF for quite a period into the second half, trailing 19-12, but now the Army looking to make it 40 points. Not quite getting the angle right on that occasion, Courtney Pursglove, but nevertheless 38 points to 12. The Army lead the RAF here at Kingsholm.
Well, the importance of that scrum, and Batley and Benavan, who just got underneath their opposite person, drove through, turnover, quick pick from Kamatai, really, really brave tackle from Graham Jenkins, who got in the way, but just then that speed of ball and players out wide, just easy, bouncing ball running for Pursglove.
Wilson takes it, looks outside to Ash. The RAF have diligently tried to put as many defenders on Ash as possible, seeing what happened with her hat-trick at Twickenham. Well gathered as well by Brooks. Mullen just down clutching her head, hopefully okay. Nice little grubber kick coming through as well. Has it found touch? It has indeed. Mullen up and moving about. It's great to see. Some replacements now coming on for the British Army. Torika Soso and Sivo Adikalo coming on the park. Off comes Hayley Scholes.
Just shout out to Ciso, because this is her first IS cap. I think she's the only player for both teams today that's actually receiving their first cap, so it's fantastic to see her coming off the bench.
Meg Griffiths making way for her. Well, it's found its way into the hands of Becky Wilson on the Army side of things. Benevent, nice little pop to Lauren Brooks. How busy those two have been in midfield today as well. Hungry for work. Komitai trying to burst through and getting into the hands of Dodds. Now what can Dodd do here with defenders trying to track her? Jade Mullins spinning and pirouetting round the challenge. Ever closer they go. Does another Army try loom? Well, they spot a bit of space. Oh, not gathered in the end. Adikalo not quite connecting with Pursglove. But the Army looking very threatening indeed.
That was amazing recovery as well there by Callow. Great juggling of the ball, but just shame it carried on then into the pass across. What an opportunity though, and what linkage there in midfield between Dodds, Mullen, Combs coming through to create it in the first place. Just fantastic flowing rugby from the Reds there.
Very nice style indeed, taking quickly. Inches away now, the Army. Trying to power the way over, they have made it, the grounding is good, the referee raises his arm, and it's yet another score for Sarah Mitchelson's side. Looked like India King on this occasion.
Well, it all started with bowling ball Bannerman and then the quick pick from King to go over. Just this pack really flexing their biceps now. They've got the stranglehold, they're going for the kill. Outstanding finish from the Army.
Chip through the uprights by Pursglove. So 45-12 the score now. The Army lead the Royal Air Force at Kingsholm. Just over 5 minutes to go in this decider game of 2026 Inter-Service Rugby Union Championships. Daisy Fahey looking to speed up this restart. Still water being brought off on the Army side of things. Ball going aerially. So it made it 10. Jordan Brown. Johnson again in that black scrum cap. Graham Jenkins inside to Hughes. Fahey, I beg your pardon, Lucy Nye being bundled backwards. Annie Forbes playing scrum half for a second. Hughes. Fahey this time. Longworth can't quite get round Adikalo.
Tackle off the ball, it looks like. There's a bit of complaining going in from Forbes. She did a little tip on and then just hit late.
I think there's a bit of that creeping in now, both sides. We saw Mullen get a little bit of a late high tackle. So yeah, both sides now, potentially tiredness, potentially little bit of angst out there creeping in.
Bit of niggle, something we love. I think that might have been Forbes on Mullen actually, so maybe what goes around comes around, who knows?
50-50, let's go with that. I think maybe both players slightly lucky that you don't have TMO in this fixture.
Emily Russell making her way off. Ella Froh as well for the Royal Air Force. And Danica Wilmore and Sophie Richards coming on.
He's had a fantastic game, as has Russell as well.
Another line out for the Royal Air Force. The referee blows, and a penalty for the Army. Another opportunity spurned in the perspective of the Royal Air Force. Dodd looks to get some distance on this. And some crowd cheers there as it comes out. And as we approach the last few minutes of this game, just over 76 played. Stadium clock displaying brightly on this overcast Kingsholm day. Player of the match, we've had a chance to think about that. Charlie Maxwell and Rocky Clark. And Charlie, who's it going to be?
Furiously just comparing notes here in the commentary box, but there's a few players I'd like to mention first, because what a game we've witnessed here today. The scoreline does not reflect how both teams have played, so it's a convincing scoreline for the Army, but the game has been much more equal. So from the RAF, I'd just like to mention Russell, Proctor and Johnson. Russell's defence has been amazing. Rocky's mentioned it a few times in this game. Proctor, that control, that hitting up the channel when the Army are trying to play a move, and she's had it every time. The defensive line again. And Johnson, I'm going to pass across to Rocky for chat.
Yeah, Johnson just carried so well. The human cannonball got over for a couple of tries and got them on the front foot early doors, but then coming across to the Army, Kamatai, we spoke about her, watched out for her early on. Mullen as well has gone through and scored a couple of tries. But our player of the match,
Sophie Benavant. We've mentioned her running in the loose. She's done the job at the scrum as well, and as clearly as two front row forwards, we're going to choose a front row forward. But it's actually for her work around the park. She's really been blistering. She's run in the open, passed off a few balls, and just Sophie Benavant, fantastic game.
Oh, congratulations to Sophie Benavent, Babcock player of the match here at Kingsholm. And as the two of you said, so many worthy mentions today. It's been a fantastic performance from both sides and right across the park in numerous different positions. But Sophie Benavent, what a shift, and showing her versatility today as well. Another rolling maul coming through, and Heidi Silcox beckoning it through from her position in the second row. Dodd this time first receiver. Was bursting through the middle. Trying to be shoved back. Morgan spotting a bit of space. Little half break. Just assessing her options there, Dodd. RAF doing their utmost to be up very quickly. Jade Mullen shielding the ball now.
No room at the end, Dodd. Oh, wowzers. We are going WWE.
That's a clear out and a half, and India King bursting through the middle. India King, has she got the pace to get there past Evie Longworth? She dots it down, India King. It's just a few moments since she last scored, and another try for the Army hooker.
Well, we saw the pace earlier where people bit off her, and then they, I think it was Persgov scored off the end of the bouncing ball, but King dotted down off the quick pick on the first one, and then running in untouched, showing a real pace. What an impact she's made since she's come on.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a class player. I was chatting to Huddy in terms of the, Sarah Mitchelson, in terms of the selection this season, and it's been a real difficulty, and even in that front row position for her, and it's great selection that she's had available to her. But India showing her class, coming off the bench, 2 tries in 5 minutes, and again in space. I might have had a nosebleed. No, just calm, pace, straight through, confidence. Great try.
Just in terms of a mention, I must just mention that Gordon the King has just been in touch as well, saying go India. Well, obviously it did the trick, didn't it? Because India getting those 2 great tries already. And I must mention as well for the Cocaine family who have been in touch. They're watching in Bordeaux today. Obviously not the result that they would have wanted as far as the RAF are concerned, but good afternoon to you out there in Bordeaux. I bet it's a bit warmer than it is here in Gloucester.
Thank you, John, very much. Hi to the Cocaine family. All of you watching as that ball is booted out. Time has elapsed in this match. The Army players celebrate. The referee wraps up proceedings. And what a performance in these IS championships for Sarah Mitchelson's side, backing up their performance in 2025, winning the championships outright. A fantastic, resounding 52-12 win over the Royal Air Force today. We've seen it all, Charlie, today, across the pitch from both sides. But my word, that was impressive from the Army in the end.
Yeah, I mentioned it. The game itself has been so much closer than the scoreline. But sadly, when you give the Army those opportunities, they will take them. Credit to the RAF. There's a couple of times the Army have come into the 22. They've defended. Fahey's kicks have definitely got them back into the tactical positioning. But the Army, when you give them that much ball, they will score. They will take the opportunity. We've said a few times, they have got attacking ability from every player in that squad. And it's been a pure demonstration today.
Took them a little time, perhaps, to find their groove, Rocky, as well. The RAF playing fantastically well, especially getting that first try and making their mark so early in the game, but they found their rhythm.
They did, and hats off to the Army, a real quality side, and we see it throughout, and just that ability just to get back on track and get the win and by so much.
Well, Kath Bracer is pitch side with Sophie Benevent and Jade Mullen of the Army.
The girls are missing out on some crucial dancing time, but the Army, you've won again. Jade, just a quick word from you as captain before we come to your player of the match.
I just want to say how proud I am of everyone. We had a completely new development team this year, not many senior players at all. A lot have gone on deployments, work commitments, everything. So the heart, the growth, the development, everything they've done this season, we wouldn't be here without them. So it's a testament of the talent that's coming through the Army.
We know you guys have a good attacking game. We saw that at Twickenham. But Sophie, the reason you've got the player of the match is because you had to really put up some defence there.
Yeah, no, I mean, the RAF is such a good team to play against, and like every year this is like the fixture we work towards. And like we reviewed them in analysis, and like every fixture we've had have been like little tweaks to get to this point. I'm just really proud of the girls. Like we did what we said we would. The half-time chat from our coaches like always brings us out with like just that extra 10% in the second half, and yeah, it was brilliant.
It never gets boring, does it? And it never gets more thrilling to win an inter-services.
No, and honestly, like getting to put the shirt on, like not many people get to say they can do it, and yeah, like it's just amazing. And this group of girls, it changes every year, so like every year is different and it's special. And like we've got like Jade and like a couple of other senior players who like make little things for us every inter-services, and like it marks the occasion, and every year it's just, yeah, it's amazing.
Sophie Benefant, you are player of the match, Babcock player of the match. You are also inter-services champions. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Well, inter-service champions, the Army, as they celebrate, but also wonderful humility shown by that side too, and gracious to the RAF. I think it points to the spirit, Rocky, in which these championships are played, and wonderful to see embraces, hugs, high fives all around from both sides.
Yeah, it's incredible because you see they are the ultimate challengers against each other. But now, just afterwards, you're seeing all hugs. Everybody's getting on well. They played together when they've represented UCAF. But the quality of both sides, you've got to hand it to the RAF. They are really improving, and I think big things are to come. And you had the likes of Sarah Bonner and Amy Cockayne into that, and a bit more time as a group. They're going to be able to put together an 80-minute performance, not just that first half where they really put the Army up against it. But the Army are so good. I can't say much more than that.
Absolutely. And Charlie, as we heard Sarah Mitchelson say, they're of course very wary of the RAF threats. That bodes so well for the future, doesn't it? With each of these teams not just respecting each other, but coming into these games having really to focus hard in training, realising how this quality improves year on year.
Yeah, absolutely. We need this competition to be as close as this game has been. And interestingly, John Knighton and I were just having a conversation in terms of where we think the swing of this game actually went. And interestingly, it was Lucy Nye's breakaway, which she was metres from the try line. Combs and Persglove came back, stopped the try, and at that point it was still 19-12. And you're a good 10 to 15 minutes in the second half before anyone scored. Had Lucy gone over at that point, it would have been a really, evened up the score in this second half. It's interesting, but I think that gave the Army the mental edge to come back, and you saw two tries in very quick succession, and then it started to really be the Army show again. But yeah, that bit of a turning point, like you say, if the RAF can keep that going for 80 minutes. But the game is so close now.
Yeah, it really is. And of course, through this competition, it's been very special to be at Cinch Stadium, Northampton, RAF Navy. Of course, Army Navy at Allianz Stadium, Twickenham, and King's Home, the wonderful venue today for the decider. And Army winning through, backing up their success in 2025. And of course, it's only the first game of 2 today, double-header. The men's coming up next. We'll be live with that as well on the BFBS Forces News YouTube channel. Rocky Clark, Charlie Maxwell and John Knighton, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you alongside. As always, it feels sad that we're at the end of these inter-service championships, but of course, as we always do, we'll see you very, very soon. So thank you for joining me. And of course, the women will be celebrating, not for a little while yet. Half-time of the men's match is when the women's presentation will be done. And the men's match coming up in a little while. So go off, get some food, whatever you need to do, and get yourself ready for that clash at 3 o'clock UK time. It starts.